Welcome to Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. Today, I'm going to be talking about this Artengo TR960 from the Decathlon store. My buddy Andy swears by these Artengo rackets. So he said, try this out. You'll be very surprised. Stay tuned. All right, so guys, I'm gonna actually just check the specs on this first, just to see where it lies. And then I'm gonna go try hitting with it with Coach Andrew and Coach Chris and see how it feels. All right, so I got this balance board out and we're gonna balance it out first. So first thing about this racket is we did put an overgrip on it. There is a dampener on it, so that adds a little bit of weight. It is strung. It is strung with, I think it's Cyclone. It's Vocal Cyclone in the 17 gauge at like 48 pounds. So these rackets from the Decathlon store actually do come strung with a poly string. Not sure about the tension, but you basically pull these off the rack and you're ready to go and play. So that's the one cool thing about it is it's actually a good, decent graphite racket that you could just pull off the shelf, take the plastic off and go start playing, right? It's ready to go at a really good price. I mean, these things are about $100 to $130. So, but let's see what specs we have here though. Let's balance it out. 320 millimeters. All right, so let's go hit the scale and get a couple other numbers. $326.5. Swing weight. $308. Let's go analyze a bit. All right, guys, so got some specs here for you. So the total weight with everything on there, dampener and overgrip included, 326.5 grams. Head size is 100 square inches. Balance is 320. Swing weight is 308. I looked it up on their website and the RA is 68 on there. So it's, it's a little firmer than I would anticipate, but not out of the ordinary. Now, also on their website, they said that they incorporated balsa wood in the frame. Now, I looked up what balsa wood is, and it's kind of the titanium of woods. So it's ultra light, but ultra strong. And you can use that type of wood on many applications. Therefore, if you use it on a racket, something like this, you can still keep it light, but keep it strong. So I was a little surprised. I know Andy told me, I think that racket has balsa wood in it. And I'm like, they put wood in a racket? That's kind of weird, but I looked it up and yes, indeed they do. There is balsa wood in this. All right, so we're gonna go out and hit with it and let you know how it feels. Stay tuned. one word that I would like to describe this racket is shocking. Like, we couldn't believe how freaking great this racket felt. For $129.99, you freaking buy this racket, is what I say. But I got Coach Goo here, and I got Coach Chris here too. So I'm gonna ask Coach Goo first. Goo, what you think of this racket?
For this racket, I've been like, I only used this. This is the first time I ever heard of this company. For what it, for the value and for how it hits through the air, I mean, it's a great racket. I mean, the solid racket, I wouldn't prefer to use it, but if you're starting off, or if you were like an intermediate level, club level, for $129, this is pretty worth it. I mean, it's like when I was hitting ground strokes on this racket, it feels a lot smoother for what it is. Volleys are a little flimsy here and there. The serve, same thing as well. But like for a racket that's, you know, you're just trying to use casually or play on the club level, it's actually a really good racket for what it's worth and for how it actually feels. Like solid contact, forehands and backhands. You can hit a pretty good slice with this. Decently good feel. For me personally, the weight is a little too light on the head, but that's just preference, like personal preference. But overall, for a start racket like this, and you can pick it up, it's a pretty solid racket for beginners and intermediates.
Coach Chris, what did you think of this?
I think it's a great racket for a beginner, definitely. If you're, you know, if you've got a decathlon nearby and you decided to want to play some tennis for your first time, I think this is a good racket to pick up with. It's a little bit on the lighter side. For me, if I personally wanted to play with it, I would definitely weight it up a little bit more. Obviously, I like the weight a little bit more on the handle, but it surprisingly has a pretty big sweet spot. It's a 100 square inch frame, but actually got a lot of control too, so it plays kind of like a 98 in a little bit. It doesn't have as much power that I would like, but then again, it's a really good beginner's racket to hit with, and I quite enjoyed playing with it.
So guys, this Artengo 960, TR960, is a good racket. I hesitate to say great, but it's kind of borderline great racket. I was looking at their website again, and they were saying that this is for the expert level player. So I can kind of see that though. If you're an intermediate, maybe high intermediate, you would like this. You should like this. When we hit with this racket, if you hit it right, you knew it, and the ball went exactly where you wanted to go. It had great feel, it had great bounce. You could shape the ball easily with this racket. It didn't lack power. With that 68 rating, definitely didn't lack power. When we all first started hitting with it, we thought it was a 98, but it turned out to be 100, as I was, pointing out to you in the beginning. So, but we all, like, in our minds think, oh, it's a blade, blade 98. But as we hit with it more, it turned out to be more of like a pure strike, 16 by 19 in our minds. But as I analyzed a little more, it turned out to be more like a strike 100. This racket, it kind of has the same features, feel as a strike 100. And the thing that really surprised me about this, as I was looking on that Decathlon website, this racket's $99.99. I thought it was a little more, but $100, right, gets you this racket. I would buy this racket easily for $100 and go out and play with it. If you're looking for a budget racket, it's already strung, ready to go. For those of you who wanted me to do a video on great rackets under $100, this is what you buy. Okay, $100. This is definitely my choice. Coach Goo felt the same way. Coach Chris liked it. We were trying a bunch of rackets that day, and this one, for what it was, stood out the most. And it turned out to be the cheapest racket. So definitely a top pick for me. Okay, try it if you can, but hey, buy it for $100, right? I don't think they demo these over at Decathlon. So take a chance, buy it for $99.99. Thank you for watching Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis.